days, 72 hours. Gets it, holds it. All right, Jalen Rice. All right, I think Mr. Willett, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you.
I'm not on camera though. You got me blocked off. I don't
know what's happening. It's all right. Thank you, though.
Yeah, it's either way, it's fine. I can see everyone.
All right, Mr. Rice, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here. When you get here, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, so Mr. Rice, this is, you just got here. You're on probation. You paid off the restitution, which thank you very much. That's working in your favor. Let's see. All right, so on September 8th, you went before Judge Porter for a 10-day hearing. He released you on EM. You're supposed to have no contact with the victims, including social media. On September 17th, at about 8:00 a.m., we found out that Fort Worth PD said that the victim reported that Jalen Rice attempted to video call her on Instagram. And he said that Jalen posted on Instagram saying that your ex is dead people walking. And so, I'm sorry, that is, let's see, but that's the victim, the mom, and her friend. So, all right, well, Mr. Rice, we made it very clear that if we're to let you go, you'd have no contact. You just couldn't stay off social media. So at this point, I feel like you're a danger to other people if I was to release you, so I'm going to go and detain you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jose Torres. No, I'm sorry, Gavin Sosa. Jeez, he had a chance.
How you doing, sir?
Put the phone down. Just put it down. Put the phone down. Mr. Sosa, I'm Judge Kim. Hello, Mr. Newman.
Hello, Judge. How you doing?
I'm Judge Kim. This is a attorney-requested detention hearing. If I detain you from today, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, Mr. Newman, why are you requesting this hearing?
Judge, I was appointed on this morning. I think we may have a miscommunication.
Okay. All right, well.
Please.
I'm sorry, this is not attorney requested. This, I've been confused on the lines. All right. This is original detention hearing. Mr. Sosa, you're 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
You have had quite a history here.
Yes, sir.
At 13 with weed, like drugs in the school zone. Then you turn 15 with a burglary of a habitation, engage in organized criminal activity, another burglary of a habitation, another burglary of a habitation. So 3 burglary of habitations in 3 nights. All right. So you're still 15. You have a theft of property from 100 to 750. 5 days later, arrested for stealing a car. So now at this point, you're 16. You get arrested for burglary of a vehicle. You're on. So, Mr. Lewis, was this child already committed before?
Yes, sir. He's actually here on a warrant from TJJD.
Okay.
And when I spoke with his parole officer earlier this morning, we're both not clear why there isn't a hold in the system for him, but she's working on getting that in the system and requesting that we keep him detained until she can come retrieve him from our detention center.
Okay.
The warrant was issued for absconding back in July, and she has asked for a little grace in terms of coming to pick him up when the results of his COVID test that we gave him come back. I told her I would relay that to you and let her know what your response was.
Okay, so let's see. TJJD contacted Haltom City. There was a fight between neighbors at apartment complex, and the police found your warrant from TJJD. They said that it was issued in July for absconding. So you ran off while you're on parole. And so they're trying to pick you up. All right, so we didn't give him a drug test, Mr. Lewis?
We gave him one this morning. He was positive for THC.
All right, so you're on parole, smoking weed on the road. So, and you're 17 years old. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Mr. Lewis, at this point, if you can tell TJJD and let them know we are not gonna screen them for COVID because all they're gonna do is refuse to pick them up if he tests positive. And so they just need to pick them up. And also if you can let them know that we have about 10 other kids so they should bring a big van and just take them all at once. If they're willing to take one, they should just take all of them. If you can tell them that we're requesting that they can take more than just Mr. Sosa, then probably provide them a copy of that drug test. Mr. Lewis, if they're not going to come within the next 72 hours, I'm going to go ahead and have this child housed downtown in the adult jail. All right. Mr. Sosa, did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Mr. Tim, my past is just.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
I know.
I want you to tell me a story. I'm just asking if you have a question.
Well, not really. I just wanted to told you like how I was doing like now.
Oh, see, that's not up to me right now. That's not the issue. That's between you and TJJD. They'll make a determination on your parole.
Yes, sir.
Right now, it's whether I should hold you or not hold you. That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Sosa. So, Mr. Sosa, I'm gonna let you know if they do keep you here at Kimbo for a little bit longer, it is going to be that's depending on you behaving. If your behavior level drops at all, you're just gonna be housed. I'm gonna move you downtown to the adult jail. Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir. You don't have no worries.
All right. Mr. Lewis, you probably also want to let them know that our detention facility, like I'm very inclined to keep Mr. Sosa downtown, at which point they're not going to give him a COVID test. And so, that's just, during this time, we're kind of at the tail end of all this. There's just less options, but they need to come and get this child.
I'll let them know.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Judge, should
Thank
I
you, sir.
consider myself to remain on this case?
There's nothing adversarial about this, Mr. Newman. Yeah.
Well, I guess my only question or concern would be if he's placed in the downtown jail for conduct that occurred prior to his 17th birthday. I think there may be a legal issue with that. Irrespective of his age, because child is defined in, I think it's section 5102.
Yes.
Because
But-
he's 17 and 18 for conduct that occurred prior to his 17th birthday. I think it is required that he stays in the juvenile detention facility.
No, there's a requirement. If they're under 17, they stay here. If they're 18, they have to go downtown. 17 is not addressed.
Well, I think a child has to stay in the juvenile detention facility. In the way in which 5102 defines child, he would be within that definition.
I mean, I'll sit down and talk to you about it, but
Yeah.
I've sat down with
I'll take a
several
look.
people and looked at it. There's a gap there in 17 where it gives court discretion either way.
All right.
So,
I'll take a look. If I find anything, I will try and get with the court within 72 hours.
all right, thank you. And
Thank you.
otherwise, I don't think actually on this, I don't think he's entitled to counsel either, other than the detention hearing. So, you'll remain on for the limited scope of the detention hearings only.
Yeah.
Because we'll have to do the 10 days, even though he's in the downtown, if he's in the downtown jail. So,
Understood.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jose
sir.
Torres.
Is there?
All right, Mr. Torres, I'm Judge Kim. This is an attorney-requested detention hearing. If I decide to detain you today, then you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here, and you have the right to remain silent. Mr. Masek,
Yes, Your Honor.
you requested this hearing.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. My client did request that I try to get him out. Once he reached level 1, he reached level 1 on September 10th. He has some pending cases. I think the most serious is that was an assault against his mother. But his mother's here, and she's talked to me, and she can talk to you as well.
Stuff you got to make a promise, Mr. Torres? No. Do I make a deal with Mr. Torres? Okay. Like this is the one you're beating up your little brother, your 7-year-old brother and 4-year-old brother over an Xbox.
Well,
Oh,
he didn't beat.
No, that's right. They used up his Xbox credit. And then the THC oil. All right, Mom, talk to me.
All right, George, what is the information that you need from mom?
I'm just wondering, like, Mr. Masek is saying that, like, Mr. Masek, what, are you asking to release him just because he's level 1-0?
Yes, Your Honor, and he has no prior history other than the things pending right now. And mom is willing to take him back. Now, she speaks Spanish only, and I think somebody's there to help out.
Sí, yo le dije al abogado que yo sí permito que regrese, pero que necesito que él es muy agresivo, necesito que él tome clases de agradecimiento, porque él es muy agresivo conmigo. Entonces, sí, él, okay.
She's mother is saying, reporting that she's willing to take him, but she wants for him to have some anger management classes because he is aggressive.
Se enoja conmigo como 10 veces al día.
She says that Jose gets upset at mom, aggressive 10 times a day, about 10 times a day.
When's the last time you saw a mental health doctor?
¿Cuándo fue la última vez que ha tenido, si ha ido al hospital o algo mentalmente para algo mental?
¿Él?
José.
Él no es José,
Oh, pero
José. Él sí fue a Cooks cuando él tenía 13 años.
He went to Cook's Children's Hospital when he was 13 years
Por
old
una semana, por agresivamiento.
for a week for aggression issues.
Did he receive a prescription?
Recibió medicamento.
Sí recibió medicamento.
Sí lo tomó.
Sí lo tomó.
Yes, he was on prescription medication.
Okay. Does she know that children are supposed to see their mental health doctor every 6 weeks?
Si sabe usted que él tenía que ver el psiquiatra cada 6 meses.
Es que su doctor particular ya no me dijo nada, ya solamente me dijo que él necesitaba pensar que hay reglas y él tiene que saber que hay reglas, por eso ya no me dijo que ya no regresara.
So her doctor didn't give her the indication that there was a follow-up to be needed. And so the doctor told her that that Jose needed just to know how to make better decisions.
I think I agree with that doctor. All right, Jose, so here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and release you. I'm going to release you on electronic monitor and with a drug patch. So if you continue to use any marijuana, you're just going to come back here or any other controlled substance. All right?
Yes,
Is that a problem?
no, sir.
Okay. I'm also putting the electronic monitor on you because I don't want you to go out because I think you're disrespecting your mom. And so you need to follow her rules. If we find out that you're being abusive or disrespectful to your mom, I'm just going to bring you back here. You know what it takes to get to level 1-0 back here, right?
Yes, sir.
So I need you to be level 1-0 at home. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you can't be level 1-0 at home, then I bring you back here and make you prove it again, and we just go back and forth. Or you just go home, respect your mom, even if you don't like it, just like here with our detention officers, right? You don't like what they're telling you, but you just do it because that's what you're supposed to do. All right? That's the same thing with your mom. You don't like what she's saying, but you do it because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes,
As long
sir.
as you do that, you and I will have no problems. This will be a very easy probation.
Okay.
Don't smoke weed, listen to your mom. Now, if you break any of those, it's going to be a very difficult, well, I think you're 15, right? Go almost 16?
I'm 16 years old.
16, all right.
Okay,
So this is going to be a very
16.
difficult next 3 years of your life. So either you can do it quickly and just be done with it, or you can fight it, and we do this all the way to 2023, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Richard Vargas. All right, Mr. Vargas, I'm Judge Kim. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I've decided whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days. You do have a right to attorney. Mr. Adler was appointed as your attorney. All right, so you were back here in May for family violence. You got deferred prosecution. And so then in July, you were brought in by Grapevine PD for possession of controlled substance. Mom said 12:30 in the morning, she smelled weed coming from her bedroom, went in there, found you in the bathroom with a vape pen, and you denied vaping and said the pen wasn't yours, but it was in your hand. It's like, the Shadniji, you've heard of the famous "those weren't my pants" defense, right?
Say what, Judge?
The famous "those weren't my pants" defense.
No.
You
How's
ever
that?
find like that? They got drugs in their pants, like, oh, those weren't my pants. I just put on somebody else's pants. All right, so mom took the pen, searched the room, found THC oil. Richard's still denying it. Wouldn't say where it's from. Mom called the police and refused to answer anything. 526 grams. Dang, son. That's a lot. All right. And then there's another report from July where evidently there's a drug deal gone bad and somebody's shooting towards you. Man, all right, so we were letting you out anyways. And then yesterday or this morning you were referred by Cray-On PD. You're saying yesterday about almost midnight, police officers were dispatched for a domestic between son and dad. When they got there, dad said Richard was out of control over a phone being taken away. Richard pushed his father, scratched his father's neck, leaving marks. Father grabbed his son and held him at distance so he couldn't scratch him. And he refused to talk to police again. Well, all right, Richard. You can't follow the rules. You can't follow the rules. Did we give him a drug test?
Yes, Your Honor. He was positive when he was tested when he was brought in for THC.
Whoa. Go fancy that. All right, so.
I can sign Judge King.
Are you going to lie to me?
No, Judge, y'all just gotta compare my levels to my last drug test. I haven't been smoking. Y'all just gotta compare my levels.
Then what that tells me is while you had a case pending, you were smoking nonstop every day. So that just makes it worse.
But I ain't been
on how much
smoking
you were
since I was
before.
home.
Look, Richard, you're not talking way out of this one. I can't take you home because you don't follow the rules. So at this point, I'm going to detain you. We're going to visit you at the 10-day and see how you're doing here. But at this point, if you're not going to respect you're wasting your parents' time, you're wasting Grapevine Police's time, you're wasting my time, you're wasting your dad's time. I mean, honestly, figure it out. Either you follow the rules or you don't. And if you don't, you're looking at going away to TJJD for a long time. So if that's what you want, I mean, you're on the right track. You got your foot on the accelerator all the way and straight to TJJD and then TDC. So if that's the life you want, then that's the life you want. Not the one I want. It's not the one that your dad wants for you. So it's really that simple. When you're a kid, you got to follow the rules. You got to listen to your parents. When you're an adult, you can do what you want, and then you have kids who then try and do the same thing that you're doing to your dad. At this point, it's your decision, Richard. Either you follow the rules. I'm sorry, yeah, Richard. Either you follow the rules or you don't follow the rules. It's really just that simple, all right? So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna detain you. I mean, you can't be there. I still have you positive for weed. I just have you fighting your dad. And this is the thing, if you're used to smoke that much weed where you're still residual and you're still testing positive, you want to do everything that you can not to get arrested again. Yes, Dad.
¿Usted me puede ayudar a interpretar, por favor?
Your Honor, I had somebody who was going to help interpret, but that went through. They couldn't log in.
Oh, no, we have an interpreter here.
Okay.
También en el probation decían que no podía entrar nadie a la casa.
So Dad is saying that in his current probation terms, other kids on probation were not allowed. Estaban en probación también.
Él estaba en probation.
Los otros niños.
No, nomás él.
Okay.
Pero él metió a una persona y le hizo un tatu
Okay.
sin mi autorización.
Oh, so Dad's saying that there's another child that came into the house and
Richard.
Richard made a tattoo on the other kid's forearm.
A él se lo hicieron.
Richard, now you're drawing ink for other people.
At Richard. Another kid went to the home and made a tattoo on Richard.
Oh, Richard has the tattoo. What's his tattoo of? Tribal. I want barbed wire on the arm.
Just across.
Across. Richard, you're a Christian?
I got it from my damn homeboy.
Your dead homeboys.
Yeah, I saw him get killed.
No, no lo conozco al que lo hizo el tatuaje.
Dad does not know the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. Richard, you were doing everything wrong. Your dad give you permission for the tattoo?
No, sir.
No.
Your dad give you permission for the tattoo, Richard?
No, sir.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Either you're respecting your parents and following the rules or you're not. If you're not going to, you're just going to stay here at Kimbo. I mean, you can't win this fight. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like you're trying to do what you think is right. You're doing what you want to do. You want to do that, hire a lawyer, right? File papers for emancipation where you're on your own. You can do your own thing. There's a process for that. But unless you do that, if you're going to do something, go all in, right? Divorce your parents, get emancipated, and you can make these decisions by yourself. But if you're not going to do that, then you're not going to do that. Don't try and be your own man and make these big, tough decisions for yourself by getting tattoos for your homeboys, right? When you're still leeching off your parents, when they're paying your rent, buying your food, buying your clothes, giving you a bed, man, all you're doing is mooching off your parents and then acting like a tough guy. Quit it. Either man up and be a man or be a kid. Don't be in between. Don't try and skate both sides and just be a mooch off your parents and still disrespect them. I'm not going to help them. I'm not going to help you do that. Right? So, yes, a lot of thinking to do about right now. So, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and detain you. We'll see you at the 10-day hearing. But at this point, I've given you so many chances, I'm almost tired of it. All right, so the rest of my 10-day hearings, except for that first one for the CPS hearing, I believe it's Hauser. So Judge Porter's going to take over, and then I'll be back for Hauser. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, Elijah Garcia, are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Mooney, is here to represent and advise you. You're level 3-0 in the back for inappropriate computer use yesterday. Obviously, you can't follow the rules in detention. So I'm not convinced that you'll follow the rules if I were to release you. I believe you to be a danger to yourself or others, so you're ordered detained. Thank you, sir. All right, Martin Herrera.
Next. Don't worry about him.
Are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention, you must see a judge every 10 business days if you're initially detained. You have the right to an attorney. You also have the right to remain silent. Ms. McGonigal, your attorney, is Ms. McGonigal still here?
I'm here, Your Honor. My
right.
video has been dismantled by Judge Kim.
All right. Mr. Herrera, you're at level 3-0 in the back for, among other things, refusing to do your schoolwork. Doing your schoolwork is the easy thing to do in the back. Obeying the rules is the easy thing to do. If you're not going to do your schoolwork in the back, if you're not going to obey the rules in the back, you're not going to do your schoolwork if I were to release you. You're not going to follow the rules if I were to release you. Accordingly, I believe you are a danger to yourself or others. You're ordered detained.
Sir, can I say something, Mr. Porter?
Go ahead.
For Martin's schoolwork, it has to be modified because he's in a special program when he was out of detention in regular school. So it might be that he's having a very, not that I'm making excuses, but if his work's not modified with the fourth ID, there's going to be issues with him having a hard time doing work. I just want to point that out.
All right.
And I've been trying to get a hold of his lawyer for 4 times already within the past week. And I have not got a call back or a response. Just because I'm a parent that likes to be fully involved. And I don't understand what's going on as to why he's a minor. I feel like the lawyer should be contacting me if I leave voice messages, because I'm needing to know like what's going to be the future step once he completes his 24 days, because he got an automatic 24 days from Judge Terry, when he first went in.
Oh,
but, I mean,
because of his
the cussing and the
Yes,
Yeah, his behavior.
definitely. Okay, well, Ms.
Because I
McGonigal.
wanted to express my opinion.
All right. Well, I
wanted to
appreciate
express
that.
that
I
if-
appreciate that, Ms. Moreno. Your son is ordered detained, if for no other reason than the way he conducted himself before Judge Terry. Ms. McGonigal, I am sure, absolutely certain, that you will return the mother's call before the end of the business day. Thank you, everyone. Moving on. Elizabeth Carroll has waived her detention hearing. So Austin Oates. Austin, we've met. My name's Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Is Rafael Sierra here?
He was
Mr. Sie-
on here.
Thank you, Mr. Sierra. All right, Austin, level 3 in the back for punching a wall, among other things. Yeah, no. If you're going to punch walls in the back, if you're going to punch walls at home, if I were to release you, that makes you a danger to yourself or others. So you're ordered detained.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I be excused, Judge?
Thank you, Mr. Sierra. Good to
Yes,
see
sir. Thank you, Judge.
you. Mr. Beaver. All right.
Your Honor, we're getting Mr. Rojas up. He is confined in his room.
I understand. He had a little problem with weapons in his room, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Sir, Mr. Williams available if you'd like to skip him for now.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Williams while we're getting Mr. Rosas on deck. Is Ms. Campos here? Who's filling in for Ms. Campos?
Your Honor, I am Van Hook, but I can't get my video going because Judge Kim put me in a breakout room somewhere.
Right, and I can't do it either. Did Mom ever make it to JPD?
Yes, Mom
Okay.
and her brother are here.
Okay, let's get Mom in either the parents' room or in my courtroom in front of the computer.
She's right there, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Mr. Williams, we've met this morning. My name is Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Ms. McGonigal, is here. You're level 1-0 in the back. Ms. McGonigal, when can we get this case set for hearing in front of me?
Well, Mary gave me a setting for the 2nd of October. Due to my schedule, the 25th, I actually have a bench trial, and that was the only other date that she gave me that was available.
Are y'all free? Do you think you could do it this afternoon? Anytime this afternoon?
I have a contested hearing of Judge Kim this afternoon, starting at 1:30.
Okay. What about 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it starts at 1:30, so I can do 1 o'clock.
All right. Mom, can you be back here at 1 o'clock?
Yes, I'll be here. I'll just wait in the lobby.
Awesome. Mr. Williams, for purposes of this hearing, just for right now, I'm going to order that you be detained, and I will see you back at 1 o'clock, okay? All right, we'll see you back at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir. Sir, you're frozen up.
Kathleen, I'm going to give you a call and see what you all and the DA are going to work out.
All right, Mr. Rosas. Are you Mr. Rosas?
Yo.
Are you Mr.
Yes, sir.
Rosas?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Rosas, my name is Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Beaver, is here. You are level 3 confined in the back because they found you with shanks in your room. That is enough evidence to convince me that if I were to release you today, you would be a danger to yourself or others. Accordingly, you're ordered detained.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to turn it back over to Judge Kim.
All right, thank you, Judge Porter. All right, do we still have the people from CPS? And if we can bring back Jeremy?
And Judge, we'll pull in the CPS worker and family right now.
All right, thank you. All right, at this point, given the court proceedings are presumed to be open to the public, however, the Texas Family Code 54.08A provides that a court may close hearings to the public if the court makes a determination for good cause that the public should be excluded due to the sensitive nature of the discussion. The court is finding that it is in the best interest of the child to close these proceedings to the public. So I'm discontinuing the YouTube broadcast. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.